Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. Welcome to Making Connections. We're here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. And we also do a replay on Thursdays at 7. One thing I want to tell you guys about is she's been on the show before, Judith Brown, and her husband. We talk about him all the time, Mr. Excitement. Well, her birthday was recent, and so on tomorrow, they have the brunch at Sound Check Hookah and Daiquiri Bar. But tomorrow they're going to be celebrating Mama Judy's birthday. I call her Mama Judy. So if you can get out there at 2600 Clemson Avenue on Sunday, I think the doors open at 12 and the brunch starts at 1. Make sure you go out. You can wear African attire, black. But if you don't have that, go anyway and celebrate Mama Judy. But I do want to talk about our sponsor for the week, which is Hope for All of Charlotte, North Carolina. And they do all types of things in the community. They feed the homeless, they give away, they collect blankets, shoes. They're collecting emergency kits right now to give away to the homeless, insulated cups. So, whatever they do get to drink, it stays cold or stays hot, whatever they need it to do. So, there's a lot of things going on. So, we're going to show you this commercial, and this is Hope for All of Charlotte. So that was Hope for All. And again, you can find them on Facebook and Instagram. The founder's name is Theo. I can't say his last name right, and so I don't want to mess it up, but he's from Ghana. And he's posting all the time in the group. So if you find the group, you'll definitely connect with Theo. But today we have the pleasure of speaking with. He's been on the show before, and I'm excited to have him back because, like we were talking about just before the show started, it's been so many changes. And so I'm glad to have you back, Zay. How are you doing today?
I am fantastic, Allie. Thank you so much for having me today. How's
Yeah,
everything going?
going well, going well. So I'm excited to get into some more information, and I think this will be a blessing for all who are listening.
Of course.
But before we get started, like I said, it's been a little while, so I want you to introduce yourself to our family, and then we'll jump into it.
All right. Hello, everyone at Making Connections TV. My name is Isaiah Holmes officially, but everyone does call me Zay for short. I'm with Independent Trading University. I'm actually prior military, so a veteran. And me and a few of my friends, we had actually put our time and invest a lot of energy into learning the skill set of trading, which isn't necessarily the hardest thing to cross over to many years ago. So at the time, I was, like I said, military. I was government as well. So I switched over to the reserves. I did government work for about 3 to 4 years. And during the time, I was also learning to trade while in college. So um, learning to trade, though, became very important because at the time, I could see like kind of where finances were going. Things were starting to get more expensive around that 2019 area. 2018 area. So another income source was necessarily needed for me. So at the time I'm learning to trade, typically everyone knows about the stock market and things of that nature, but this was a little different. I was learning about the foreign exchange market and also the crypto market and things of that nature. Now that everyone's a little more aware of those things, um, I sat down, I learned it. I learned that you could make withdrawals weekly and daily. The percentage gains. I was looking at one of my biggest runs in the beginning. Um, I started about $100 account. This was about 2019, and within about 14 days, I was went from $100 to 3 grand, and that really opened my eyes to the power of this in the financial game. If you can establish the right learning, get the right coaches, um, this could be something very beneficial for the community and for many other people who need that extra income. And at the time, um, I think it might have been $500 a month would change a lot of lives, right? So once I got established in this and understood the skill and really to fine tune my skill, a few other brothers I helped out. I started to help other people make money, make right, proper, smart stock investments, just being able to have the skill set of reading these charts. So it translated amazingly. So now, about 4 years later, almost now, um, me, a few other guys, we got together and we said we need to teach this. We need to get out here and help those that we can and give them the right education because there's so many um, different teachings and lessons and people scamming people and stuff. And it's really unnecessary right now. It's really unnecessary. We're getting into really hard times. We have AI things coming of that nature. We just had, I just saw a giant layoff on truck workers for the Yellow Company. So it's really sad. I saw another guy. They're losing like 30-year pensions just recently. So if we can get out here, we can create something that can teach people how to read the market, how to make constant withdrawals week after week in the market. I'm here to help make that happen, and my team is here to help make that happen. So um, just recently, we just as a testimonial, we had a guy who actually just got out of prison. He had maybe $2 to his name, came up to about $100, put it into his trading account 30 days ago. 30 days ago, that account went from $2 to now $852, and this man just got sitting, in the halfway uh, housing. So being able to put some money into his pocket so he can get back to helping his family without having to get back into means that can cause you to end up in those types of situations is another way we're looking to help. So it's been really good thus far, and Independent Trading University is what we ended up putting together.
Awesome.
Mhm.
That sounds it just sounds amazing because the truth of the matter is we never know what's coming.
Right,
Like with COVID, nobody knew that was coming.
right.
And so I try to tell people since we've seen that, we don't know what's next. Let's try to get ourselves in a better position if the job does shut down, if AI takes over, whatever. We still
Mhm.
know that there's money though flowing in this
Exactly.
in this United States, global,
Right.
it's all over. So there's still money to be had. It's just,
Correct.
there's a certain group of people who know where to put their money, and
Exactly.
they're not going to run out. So we need to find out that information to help
Definitely.
the common person, right?
Yes, and it's up to us, as a people to help each other out because these aren't necessarily skills that are immediately going to be taught in the school system. They just added crypto into college learning. I want to say in the last 2, 3 years. So if you didn't, get informed in that time, you have no idea, right? So it's important for us that have been paying attention maybe the last 6, 7 years to come out and say, hey, guys, here's some other methods, other things that we could utilize to make that extra income, especially during the digital age transition. So less and less work will happen physically. More and more of those jobs will be taken. We know in the email space, we know in the customer service space, all over. Um, so here's a way we can fix that. Let's teach you guys how to get online, look at some charts, be able to withdraw. They've been doing it since like the 80s and 70s. They've been trading these markets and making money from home. So of course, they This isn't going to be taught in any local school. So I had to myself even find a mentor, find somebody that had been doing it for 6 to 10 years at least, to teach me. And now I'd like to reach out and do the same. And the beautiful thing about ITU is that we get to provide, along my way, I've gotten to meet some great guys. So a psychologist that has helped me, with the mindset portion of learning how to trade. He's down to help. He's like, man, I can come through. I would love to give my piece to the people who are transitioning over from the 9 to 5 to the day trading space.
Yeah, because
So,
that's major, that mindset, because you've been so tuned to, okay, because we think it's a guaranteed job,
right,
a
right,
guaranteed income, but
right,
is it really? If you're not the
exactly.
owner of that company or what have you,
Hmm.
and they have options. So, we've just been kind of, what is it,
Conditions.
programmed or
Hmm.
conditioned to get a job, stay on that job. Back in the day, and back in the day, it was seniority was important, but now seniority
Right,
is not really anything.
right,
So, and there are some people who love their job. This is something you can do while you do the job that you love, right? But you're
exactly.
still building a nest egg. You're still building, financials to be able to take care of your family, make sure your child or a neighbor's child can go to college, what have you. So, sorry, I
Yeah.
interrupted you. Keep going.
No, no, completely understood. You're 100% correct. A lot of people now are trying to get into that expat life. So they're trying to live abroad and things of that nature. And here's one of those things, too, where it's like, well, what can I do and make money mobily? And this is one of those things. I mean, we use our cell phone devices. As long as you have an internet connection or Wi Fi, which doesn't look like that's going away anytime soon, you can make income doing what we do. Just have recently a lot of people who are either in Colombia or looking to live overseas somewhere who take advantage of something like this because a lot of these other countries will allow you to withdraw tax free, which is even better. So I know a lot of people are looking to move either to London or certain countries that offer that to day traders where we can get those tax advantages.
Oh, wow. That's
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm.
So, tell me, when I hear trading, I mean, I have a kind of a concept of what it's
Hmm.
about,
Hmm.
but tell me, what is trading?
Of course, of course. So trading basically on the, let's say, the stock level is basically understanding a market's direction, right? We want to understand, um, hey, this company, let's say in the stock world, this company starts out, looks like they have a great product, looks like they have great revenue coming in. There is a potential for growth for a company. So most of the time, people are aware of, oh, well, if I put my money into this company's stock as it grows, like an Apple or anything like that, my revenue will increase. Now, the thing about stocks is the money is a little slower, right? It's not smart. You should definitely invest in the stock market, but we're talking about immediate income. Hey, my bill is showing up today in the next week, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I've got to
Right.
pay that, and the stocks aren't moving as fast. Okay, I understand. So we dabble in other markets. There's always so many other opportunities. The crypto market is a 24/7 market, which you can trade and withdraw in the same week, maybe even the same day. Foreign exchange market, also constant market. So foreign exchange is our currencies. And when you go from one country to another, that currency is exchanged. And within that exchange, we're able to make money on the difference of that price fluctuation because one day the euro may be a little higher than the dollar in value, and we get to trade those differences. That's a market that's in constant flow. Not only that, foreign exchange is at the time when I started, it was a $6 trillion market. Now it's an $8 trillion market. And you should take advantage of getting your portion of that once you learn this skill set.
Mhm.
It makes no sense to leave that money on the table, right? And we know crypto is as big as it is. So those are two markets that we can trade. We can withdraw weekly, we can withdraw daily. My withdrawals now come within an hour with my broker. So getting to learn how to take that stock market idea of a mindset and say, hey, this is how I play the long game. And we're playing it a little shorter. We're able to trade these markets day in and day out. Um, we'll provide you guys more than enough class time. There's pre-recordings and stuff like that for you to get educated. We have fundamental education on site. So when it comes to the economy, A lot of people get afraid, like, oh, if president tweets something, or if something happens that I'm not aware of, a bomb goes off somewhere, the market's going to go crazy. Look, that's just for that time, right? So our objective is to understand, okay, this event has happened in the world. How is that going to affect the market? And if you determine, which we'll teach you how, that, hey, this isn't a time that I want to be messing with the market because there may be a war or something may be going on, you can completely step off hands free. See, the beautiful thing is there's no boss, there's no prerequisites. You can learn just like any other skill. There's no college degree needed or any kind. You learn the skill and we can start making some money and applying the lessons we learn. So that's a little different than the normal education where it might go 4 years before you apply something you learn as a doctor, right? 8 years. So
Right.
for us, we're learning and we're applying the next day, and seeing that growth in our own trading skills. So we're here to make that happen fast. And that's basically the small synopsis on how to trade or what trading's about.
Okay. Because that's what, I was going to ask that question. Do we have to kind of already know a little bit, or we can
Zero.
begin with zero knowledge, huh?
Oh, zero knowledge at all. And even better part is you don't even have to trade with your own money before you're comfortable by utilizing demo and practice accounts, where you can take $1,000, $5,000, and start to hone that skill. Let me start practicing making $100 a week or a day. That little bit goes a long way for you.
Right. Okay. So, so I know, you said when you started doing this, you were like, I need a little extra income, a little nest egg. But why
Mhm.
was it important for you to decide to build the university and to teach
Well,
others?
yeah. So things changed, right? It went from just an extra income, right, to like significant, right? So now we're talking about the possibilities of generational wealth. And I started to learn when it comes to learning about money, especially the history of money in this country, you learn a lot. Okay. You learn how things really work. So I started to understand, and just to give a back history on that, on money and the market and stuff. We were on the market in the beginning. We were the stock, right? So and during these times as well, we were working the fields and all these things. So you have to understand that the world goes through these transitions. So at the time, we were just workers, and they realized, hey, we've got our own mom and pop shops, because most people in this country were entrepreneurs. That's how we developed. That's how these businesses got started to offer the jobs. But they realized over time that, hey, I don't want to be in this position of leading these people anymore. How can I hire a manager? How can I put somebody in place to lead the people that's working the fields? Oh, well, let's give them degrees. And in those degrees, they can prove themselves as a higher level worker, and they can take over this menial work that I don't want to do anymore. Right. So then after that, we're going into the next stage, which was we get into technology. We go from the industrial age where those things were implemented, college, degrees, getting a job, going to work, all those wonderful things that created the industrial economy.
Right.
From there, we go to the digital age. So now it was like, all right, well, if you had a social media come out, like a Facebook company or something, or a YouTube company, we're getting those digital applications coming out. We're starting to see people who create digital products make money. Music turns into streaming, all of that happens. So now we're getting into that AI stage, and it's going to be a whole nother transition. But those old industrial ways are going into new ages, and it's not working for a lot of people. So you have to kind of transition into the new times. And with AI on our horizon, we're here now. It is more than necessary that you let those industrial age ways move on, because if you don't, you can't get into the generational wealth. And for my generation, I believe we were not, at least where I'm from, I'm originally from North New Jersey. I was not taught any of this. Okay, they was not giving me any game on generational wealth. It was completely about go to school, get a job, get that degree. It's going to set you off and set you up right, and that's not always the case, especially as we change
Exactly.
and transition. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, and there's no schools for this, so it's like, all right, guys, you know, I think it's time. We put in the work. We're here every day. We showed up. I'm going to say between 2019 all the way to 2022, prior to starting, we showed up every day together. Five guys showing up, trying to make it happen, trying to learn how these markets work and how to get consistent. And once we got that flow, it was like, guys, we can't thrive and not help others, right? They say that it's lonely at the top, and I just don't believe that's the case or has to be the case. And at
Right.
this point, people are going to more than need something like this to create income, with the job losses, right? And still be able to hit those dreams, hit those goals, targets, not just survive. I've never been somebody to just survive through life. We're all here to thrive. I believe we're all capable of learning any skill. And it's just a vehicle. That's the other thing too. Now trading, you get the vehicle of making the money. Now you've made the money. Let's start those endeavors that you want to invest in. How can we all work together now that we learn how to make this money and go invest in a neighborhood together, right? Let's
Right.
let's put this money off and feed our family further, because even the next generation is going to have to deal with not being able to get a certain position. You know, um,
Right.
a good thing to pay attention to, Netflix. They are looking for one person. They're going to pay $900,000 a year to run their AI systems at the same time that a strike is happening for our actors and actresses.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? So they're ready to replace you
Yeah.
at any time, and they're going to give one person that job versus the 10 to 20 to hundreds that apply. You know,
Exactly.
so
Wow. That's something to pay attention to. I mean, that's happening. And,
yeah,
unfortunately, that is the way of the world. That is the way of people. We know that there are some businesses and they're trying hard to, keep their employees employed and, good
hmm
benefits and stuff. But
hmm
sometimes they have there's a wall that they're up against.
hmm
So we definitely have to, and that's what I was, getting to as well. It's important that once we learn that we teach somebody else.
yes,
I, b- I'm like you. I didn't hear this. I guess our path was go to school, get a job,
hmm
stay on that job. Don't switch around. And,
W-2, right,
but now it's like, no, you need to move. You need to be able to be agile to see what the flow is and to
right,
make sure all the bases are covered, but also still to keep building in the backside. I think a lot of times people think about trading, they're like, well, I'm gonna get this $100 or $200 so I can go buy this cell phone. But our mindset is beyond that.
right,
So
right.
it's time to get this money and get this money and, invest it back into the community. Still having what your family needs, of course, taking care of family first.
Of
But
course.
our mindset has got to increase and enlarge above just today, what we can have.
Right, right. And there's true value. You truly relearn the value of what a dollar is, what $100 is, when you start to get into that investing world of things, right? So where you would have spent $100 to get some shoes or have that nice dinner out, $100 could be worth a lot more had you be, educated, consistent trader. That $100 can be way more valuable to you, um, in the long run, right? And at this point, it's time to think about that, because I had to learn. I mean, when I hit about 28 years old, I was like, what's my retirement look like? Who cares about how I retire?
Right.
And I had to start painting that picture because no one was going to do it for me. And
Right.
everything you do, and this is something I learned maybe in the last 2 years, everything you do right now will affect how you live 10 years from now, right? You're
Say that again.
building your everything you're doing right now will affect how you get to live in 10 years. So it's just very important that you think about, what am I building? What moves am I making so that the future me will be content and be okay and be happy and capable, of
Right.
even helping others, you know. Um, that's just
And
our job.
even like with your credit score, it's like you can have one minor thing and
Mhm.
it will drop your credit score like 100 points.
Oh, it'll wreck it.
And you're like, wait a minute, what about all that history though that you were supposed to have been looking at?
Yes,
But you look at this
yes.
1 month because I just tell myself there was 1 month and it was a stupid Ashley Stewart, I think it was.
Hmm.
Ashley Stewart, I hope you hear this. Anyway, I have been paying my bill, but then like my parents got sick. It was different things going on, and like I think like if you miss your first payment, I don't think it's a big deal. But like
Hmm.
I think they had called me and I was like, "Are you sure I didn't pay?" So I had made plans. I was like, "I'm gonna pay y'all Friday when I get paid." Da 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 da. And I paid on Friday, but then I got this ding on my um, notifications from
Uh-huh.
my credit score stuff,
Yeah.
and they're like, it was $40, $40, and that
Wow.
thing dropped my credit score. I believe it was 100 points, and I was
Mm.
like,
And that's where it matters, right?
"Who
They
is
don't
Ashley
tell you.
Stewart? Did you drop?"
Yeah,
I mean, you're not even.
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Your credit is the real money. Okay.
Listen, that
Don't
determines how
forget
much
that.
you're gonna pay, how much you're gonna save in interest, how much
Hmm.
you're gonna be offered. It's so many things that we just think we'll fix it later because it's not as easy to fix as it is to break. Okay,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
it's time
I,
to
I
start thinking about and teaching.
I love that you bring that up because that is something I've been thinking and I'm about to be talking with my team come this Monday about adding that kind of class. Let's talk about credit. Let's talk about how to properly fix it. And let's lay down some foundations on how we can get this back because I'm all about helping people get in the right financial, platform and setup. So looking at your credit, knowing how to keep it in line and what keeps things in flow and keeps it up so you don't drop it is something I'd love to teach. I'd love to add and teach our school. So
Yeah, let's
look out for that. All right.
I'm saying let's do it. Like I'm saying, let's do
Right.
it.
Thank you.
But I'm serious, and it's those small things, and it really is small things that we didn't learn. And like I've said it before on the show, when you go to college, it's like all these Discover, American Express, all these people there to offer our inexperienced children,
Exactly.
uneducated children, all these
Uh-huh.
credit cards.
All the credit cards.
And you don't have any bad history because your my
Mhm.
parents been paying everything, so you can get a card from everyone that's at the table.
Of course. Of course.
And then as kids, we're like, well, we need pizza for today. Well, I'm gonna host the whole party. I mean, that's what other people do. Um, in case my mama is watching.
Look, I've been right there. I've been right there. When I got my first credit card, my family just told me, "Hey, look, just use this for emergencies only." Right? It turns out it's a way bigger ball game than that. All right, it's a way bigger ball game than
Yeah, emergency is I needed pizza because I missed it after school.
that.
I
That Burger
mean,
King sounds good to this morning.
you didn't explain what emergency meant.
Right, 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 right.
But, okay, so back to the comment. But that's why we're trying to have these conversations to tell people what
Yes,
these words mean. When you think
right.
of emergency, this is more along the lines of what it should be. And I know there are so many people out there tired of living paycheck to paycheck.
Of course.
That is so stressful. That brings on sickness. That brings on
Mhm.
anxiety, depression. And there's so many things that it encompasses that God didn't intend for our life to be that
Of
way.
course, no, not at all. We were definitely put here to thrive. All right, I believe we were put here to make that work happen at a grand scale. Never hold yourself back. Most of the time, and that's the unfortunate thing. Finances causes major divorces, causes friendships and families to tear apart. Let's solve that issue. Let's get money out of the way of being a problem. And there is a way to do that. And what you want to do is create what's called cash flow. You need your money flowing. Money was not built to just be stored into a bank account or into a building, right? One thing I heard was El Chapo's biggest problem was that he buried all his money. His money should have been in flow, right? And when you learn how to create that flow, making that money work for you when you're asleep, then you're always going to have to work for
Right, right,
it. Mhm.
right. And even we think too, okay, we elevated to the next step if we become an entrepreneur, like oh gosh, A business owner, yeah,
Of course.
but you're the only person who works the business.
Right. You're
So
still
when
a worker.
you're still an employee to yourself,
You
because if
got
you
it.
get sick, you
Yeah,
still are gonna miss out on income. So you
exactly.
gotta become an owner. You gotta become have a team. You gotta have, like you're saying, those investments that flow. Y'all, there's so many options. We do not have to be broke these days. We do not have to be whew, talked to been disrespected on jobs and things like that.
Oh, oh
But
yeah,
I will say there's a way to do it and do it right. Take the right steps so that
correct.
you don't just be like, I'm quitting my job today and I'm going to be an investor.
Please don't.
We're not saying that. We're not saying
No.
that.
One vehicle drives the other, okay? One vehicle drives the other. So keep your job, keep your 9 to 5, and use that extra time that you have to work that other for source of income. I mean, people now are going 3 to 4 jobs. So let's haul back from taking 3 to 4 jobs. Let's get that first one or two, and then start outsourcing some income to do something else. Like, we really have to build trust within our communities. We've got to build relationships and connections with each other. That's beautiful about Making Connections TV, right? Is we're here to build with each other. That's what we have to do at this point if we're going to survive, these next few changes coming through. So one thing for sure is, yes, have that original source of income. Take that original source and start working in another vehicle. If trading's that vehicle, fantastic. Find somebody to teach you, get you a mentor, make it happen. If it's real estate, find a teacher, find a mentor, make it happen. Get your credit in line and stuff. So the thing about the trading vehicle that I liked was that it's an easier transition. You don't need a lot to make a lot, right? You just got to have the right education. Um, in real estate, you might need a little bit more, right? You might need that right credit score. You might need 5, 10K to put up in the beginning, and then you can get you a small house and start from there, or maybe a small multifamily and go from there. YouTube, people are making great money off of YouTube channels. That's going to take the first maybe few months or so to build that channel up. So that takes time versus money, and that's what we're always balancing, that time and money portion,
Yeah.
right? So for me, when I learned about day trading, or that got oh my eyes got open to the idea of trading. I mean, I had people 17 years old.
Zay. Okay, y'all. Sometimes, Zay, if you can hear me. Yeah, so I think Zay, we lost Zay for a second. So we're gonna go to a commercial real quick, and he'd probably be reconnecting as we're talking. But you guys stay tuned because Zay will be back with more information about ITU, and that is the trading university that he has created with several of his other friends. But right now, we're gonna listen to 7 Long Days by Clayton Savage.
Time I thought this way, watch you come and go for days. Said I never give my heart, but knew there was no other way. 7 long days waiting for you. 7 long nights I was waiting for you. Waiting all day, waiting all day, waiting all day. 7 long days I was waiting for you. 7 long nights I was waiting for you. Waiting all day, waiting all day, waiting all day. I'm rusting up deep passion that I feel inside. I say I do not have emotion, but it's just a lie. I say when a boyfriend and girlfriend, but it's just my drive. I cannot stand to see you with another guy. I cannot stand the thought of you with another dude, touching you, doing all the things that we used to do. Finding out that you're hot, whether you try or not, whether you ready or not, whether you ready or not. They gonna be calling you out, they gonna be saying a lot, trying to break us up, trying to break us up. All of the stuff they say they be making up. Yeah, you're sexy and you're classy. Ooh, you're nasty when you wanna be. I wanna know, where did you go? You couldn't take no more. I found a note left on the door. Says that I am faking with my hesitating, and I'm the reason we are breaking. 7 long days I was waiting for you. 7 long nights I was waiting for you. Waiting all day, waiting all day, waiting all day. 7 long days I was waiting for you. 7 long nights I was waiting for you. Waiting all day, waiting all day, waiting all day.
Hey, everybody. That was 7 Long Days by our friend Clayton Savage. Listen, you guys know he's on his own record label, Circle K Records. Follow Clayton Savage on all major streaming media platforms. He's been out there a while. He's with the part of the Sugar Hill Records, administration and things like that. So he's been out for a while, but he's still producing that music. He's still, willing to work with artists who haven't, gotten their feet wet yet. Kind of like Zay is doing with people who haven't gotten their feet wet with trading. So that's what I love about
Very
our guests.
good.
They are doing major things, but they're always willing to reach back and help somebody else because they know that there's room in the industry, whatever that industry might be for all of us, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Welcome back, Zay.
Correct. Hey, glad to be back. I am sorry about that, guys. Apparently, our service provider decides to reset. My kids been telling me the last 4 days or so, randomly at noon, the internet resets. I don't know what they're doing, but we're
Right,
back.
right.
We're back.
That's okay. 'Cause sometimes I'm like, pause because I'm like, is it me or is it the guest? So I kind of
That'd be the
move
worst part,
around a
right?
little
You gotta
bit.
start troubleshooting stuff. Yeah.
Well, welcome back, and I know that we were just talking about the gift of giving back, and of teaching
Yes.
people what we know, and so that's just so important. And I appreciate the fact
Mhm.
that, and listen, y'all, it's going to be a slight investment. We have to invest, and sometimes I think we forget. We think that everything great is going to happen free, you know, but sometimes we have to be willing to invest some time, like you said, to learn, maybe some money to be able to gain more money, and
Oh
we
yeah.
have to think of it as an investment in our future. And
Right.
so, and listen, I've been there before. I've been like, that sounds good. I would like to do that, but I just don't have the money. But one day I had to make a decision. Okay, I said this last year. I said that the year before, and I'm still in a rough place. I'm still in the doing the same thing. So I had to invest in something. Now everybody, every viewer has to decide where they're going to make that decision. But I
Right.
think that decision has to be made. Don't you say?
It most definitely does. You don't want most of the time when things are free. You don't want them. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna get free. You're gonna get free value in return. If McDonald's is giving free fries every Friday, there's a reason for that. I don't think you want free fries every Friday. Okay, your body would not like that investment.
Right.
But like I said, we're here to thrive. So you put yourself in a thriving position. You don't have to go for the free fries anymore, and you should make a bigger investment into something that could potentially change your life for the better. Um, there's there's just no need. And like I said, I come from North New Jersey, and my experience is there versus where life and where God has given me the ability to do what I do now, I mean, I'm in a completely different living. We were
Mhm.
just in Cabo not too long ago, and I was able to sit there poolside and from my phone still do what we do, and then the trip becomes free, right? Because you're just constantly able to recreate that income,
Right.
or the market might be working for you while you're having fun, right? You may have placed a trade, and you might not come back and look at that for 3, 4, 5 days. So ultimately, this is a whole vehicle that's doing something for you, and you get to sit at home or sit with your family and spend more time with the people you love, and that's important. What is the price can you really put on that?
Right.
And that peace of mind, especially with what's going on, right? Um, consider consider if free is the real way you want to go.
And you're right. And I mean, I think it's time too because now I've reached to that journey where I'm telling people, listen, don't just think about. We have to think about getting older. We have to think about our parents getting older because my
Hmm.
parents are aging. But I don't know how they started aging, and I didn't know they was gonna age. But they're aging,
The
need more
time's coming.
assistance. Right. And so
Yeah.
they need more assistance. And sometimes I'm like, man, if I had kept going like 3 or 4 years ago, I would be
Yeah.
in a different place. I wouldn't be worried about Humana or whoever if they want to pay
Right.
or not want to pay the bill. I would just be able to provide what's needed. So,
Exactly.
there are so many things, like I said, we got to stop thinking about just today. We got to take care of today for sure. Our feet have to be where we are, but we have to
Yes.
thinking about a better way because I'm like, okay, because I don't have children, so I'm like, well,
Mhm.
who's gonna be running up and down the street, taking care of me? So I gotta consider that. So I gotta make
Correct.
sure that my finances are good. I don't have to go to the nursing home that's just being paid by the state
Mm-hmm.
unless the
Hmm.
state improves what they're doing, but I don't see that happening, and I'm not gonna rely on that. So I gotta, you know what I'm saying? So there's just so many options, and then even our children, we
Correct.
kind of need to teach them now. You know,
Correct.
we
Correct.
don't get
And it's
to wait and let somebody else maybe do it. We have
yeah,
to do it.
it's on us. It's on us. And inflation is going to make it so much harder. So I know people are sitting around and maybe saying, "Oh, I need something like that. I'm working this job." But if you don't realize at this point that the inflation to how much you're paying versus how much you're making isn't lining up right, you're gonna be in a rough situation later. You should take that extra 2, 3, 4 years that it may take to add a skill set, add a new skill set that can produce what you need. So maybe a year from now, you're not worried about certain bills. Like you said, you can put yourself in a home, or you can keep your home if you got the money, where nurses, doctors come to you and come to your house and take care of you. You don't have to keep getting up, getting in the car, trying to get to the home or get to the hospital and stuff like that. You've put yourself in a position to pay for it all right there in your own home. And that should be an option for you. You should create that option for you. If you're sound of mind, you've got two hands, feet, you can read and write. Don't settle for anything. Don't settle for anything less than the best for yourself.
Right. I, listen, I'm all for that these days. I'm really just, I don't know. I want people to hear my voice, my heart, you know, because I have nothing to do with Independent Trading University at this
Right.
moment, so I'm not like trying to promote something that I'm getting a kickback off.
Right. Exactly.
Clayton Savage, I don't get any money from his royalties, but his music is priceless. His music is moving. His music is inspiring. So this is my platform though to make those connections and tell people about what's out there because a lot of times we just don't. We are going from day to day just trying to survive. That we're
Right.
like, man, that sounds good, but I don't know if I have another hour. You know, so it might be time to be like, well, like you said, you got these 3 or 4 jobs you're running to. Okay, I might be able to give up this one for 6 months. Talk to Zay, get some, good skills
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
and then decide in 6 months, what
Yeah.
I need to do. If it's not working, I'll go back to this fourth job. But if it's working,
Exactly.
I'm getting rid of the third job,
Exactly, exactly. I'll tell you, look, guys, I was in no different of a place. I was reserve weekends. 1 week in a month. I've got a full-time job Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I was going to Southern Nazarene University, which is a college out in Oklahoma. And that was at night. So I would get off work at 5, get to class by 7 p.m. and won't be out of class till 11 p.m. And let me tell you something, after 11 p.m., I was still up on charts. I was still putting that extra hour in somewhere in my day to learn my trading skill set, because I knew that would be the thing that would get me out of all of this if I do it right, if I learn the skill. How could I sit here in this class? And this is when I learned about the kid that was 17 making 10K a week. How can I sit here in this class and he's no different than me? You know what I mean? He's younger. I've got information. There's no way I should be sitting here in my position that I'm in. And just because he has this different skill set, there's just such a drastic financial change.
Right.
I want to take care of my family too. I would love to make an extra 4 or 5 figures a week or a month as well. So let's make it happen. And if I can make it happen for others, even better.
Exactly. And I think too, that time with your family, that
Mhm.
being able to take your kids on vacation. Because listen, I'm in the offices and I hear the different people like, oh my gosh, my child's driving me crazy, wanting to know we're going on vacation because their friends going on vacation and I can't afford to go on vacation, and they're just stressed out about that simple thing. And you're like, oh,
Mhm.
want to hand
And
them
it
about
doesn't,
$5. Can we take a offer for the family?
right,
And
right. It shouldn't be that way for you guys. I mean, if the average person was going on vacation twice a year, pre all of this happening, it might be once, if not, even ever during these times until this transition is over.
right, right.
Mhm.
So, Zay, tell me kind of about like what are the classes that you offer, or like how is it the university
The
set up?
structure. Of course. So we have, like I said, pre-recorded classes going from basics through advanced. We have mindset classes as well. All of these are pre-recorded. So as soon as you get started or enrolled in our university, you'll receive a welcome package. That's going to give you 2 weeks of proper content to get you started. Right? You can watch these videos completely on your time. They're from maybe 20 minutes to an hour tops, and they're going to teach you. Now, outside of that, we have regular chart sessions. This is where we meet Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. We meet regularly to look at charts together, see what's been going on in the market, see what we could take advantage of. And we do this as a group, as a community, so everybody can take advantage if need be. So you're not only just learning, if you are capable, you feel confident after a little couple of weeks, you can start earning while you're learning. Not too many places you can do that.
Mhm.
Um, with that being said, Sundays, all the educators get together. We'll look over the market in its entirety in week after week, just to make sure everybody's aware of what's going on, have a couple ideas they may be looking at, or able to even just bounce off what we're looking at, what they're looking at, and kind of get that understanding in person, kind of like OJT, that on the job type training. If you can make those scheduled time appearances, fantastic. We'd love to have you. If not, those things are recorded as well. So you can go back and watch those sessions and prepare yourself for the day to come, or the trading session that you've picked to come. Then you're ready to attack it regularly. We also have Discord, so private community chat channel. We can ask questions. You can share trade ideas and setups that you might see and ask questions for those as well. People share testimonials there, any money you've made. Nobody's going to celebrate you like your counterparts in this industry. There is no, we don't create this battle between each other who's made more money. No, I want to celebrate you, because it's not an easy game. Only about 12 million, last I checked last year, 12 million people globally do this. There's a 90% lose rate because people aren't able to hit these foundational things we'll teach you, which is that mindset, which is having the proper charting education, so you know what you're looking at, making the right decisions. We're going to teach you that stuff. I came along, I didn't have all of this availability to me. With the mindset coach on staff, you can tap into whenever you need. Fundamentals, so that's understanding that economic news. You can learn that at your leisure. So we made it really easy for you guys in your free spare time to take an hour. I have people of all different facets of life that make time and find the time to squeeze in their education. because they understand power, they understand what's possible, and they know that right now this year everything is happening. So we make sure we build this course as easy as we can for you guys. We do have a Facebook group as well that you can be a part of. We do tons of giveaways. We're giving away crypto coins because it's a great investment one. And down the line, right, the money is a little more valuable. Why? If I got $20 now and later down the road it's still $20, it's not too worth it to me. But if I got $20 worth of a crypto, who down the line might be $100, $1,000 down the line, now it's a little different value. So we'll give away crypto for students that either ask good questions during our calls, stuff like that. We'll give away merch and things of that nature. So I'm always trying to get these guys educated, keep everybody informed, and work together. It's all about working together. You're not trading by yourself, right? You trade for yourself, just not by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Listen, that's good to know right there, because a lot of times you'll join these classes or what have you, and they're like, we have videos, and you're like, okay, now I watched that video, but I don't understand this piece of it. I might have understood
Mhm.
75%, but this 25%, which could make a
Yeah.
big difference, I don't
Yeah.
get. But you don't really have somebody that you can come back and talk to or ask questions.
Exactly. That was a problem for me as well. Like when I was started learning, because of the schedule of the educator at the time I was learning from, and the amount of people he was trying to take care of, he didn't have that time to give me that one-on-one type of help. So we've decided to give at least 4 free one-on-ones in your first month to make sure you start the right way.
Awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm saying even the mindset, piece is a major. So something I
Yes,
might be able
yes.
to do, but just
Our
let me help
Yeah,
you.
our mindset coach, he is well developed. He's certified in NLP communications. He's certified in psychology and all of that. He's worked with people in sports. He's worked with people in different offices and in companies. So in the last about 4 years, he's been working with traders who have found out, like we've had a trader who had family things from their past that has caused them to make bad trading decisions. Something that happened when they were maybe 5, 6 years old. He
Mhm.
can't divulge that information, but yeah, he found out, hey, the reason you're making decisions like this is because something, that happened in your childhood. And most
Yeah.
people can't even make that determination. They'll lose money, and never figure out that, oh, it's because of a habit that I had for 20 years. Right.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
so this is helped in that regard. So I keep the good people with us to help out.
Yeah, and so that is the website that you see on the screen, solo
Yeah.
dot two /independent trading you. Look, I'm like independent.
Yes, ma'am.
Independent
Solo
trading.
that two slash independent trading you. And I mean, all our stuff is there, social media pages. To be a student, let's talk about that if you don't mind for a second.
Yeah.
So enrollment, when you go to our Patreon page in that link, you'll see we have two different options. Sometimes we have people who want to be career traders. They're like, dude, I'm really tired of what I'm doing overall, and I want to make a living doing that. All right, well, let's focus in on you. You're going to get a different type of style of education where we're going to hit some hard hitting points, because now you're talking about making a living. And it's a different mindset kind of doing it, say, on the hobby side of things, or just in your side time as a side income and doing it full time. It's a whole different mindset adjustment. So
Right.
that is $75 a month for career traders. We will help you guaranteed to get into that career lifestyle to where you're doing for a living. We're going to look at what your finances are going to be like, right? So for me, I had to sit down and make a plan. If I'm going to live a certain lifestyle, what's that going to cost me? And once I figured out the cost, now I can come back and say, what kind of trading account do I need to make that kind of money every week or every month? And we plan it out and we work with you to make sure that's possible. On the other side of things, the undergrad option, that is for those that maybe just want to do it as a hobby or in their free time or something like that. That is $50 a month. And we're going to go over all those stipulations on creating a schedule that fits your life. If you work 9 to 5 and you need to trade in the evening or the nighttime, remember,
Mhm.
trading is running 24 hours a day, at least Monday through Friday. So you might be able to say, you know what, I work during the day, I can trade during the night or the evening. All right, we're going to teach you how to make sure that happens. And you can be in and out of the market within an hour, 2 hours, and made your money and been happy. And then you can go back to, working the job you love.
All right.
Hmm.
Listen, and so just because I trade at night, because I still work my 9 to 5, I'm not gonna miss out on anything, right?
You don't miss out on anything. It's all the same money. You're just making it at a different time.
Okay. I just want to make sure,
Of course.
because I know
Yeah.
somebody's like, well, they're probably gonna get better trades the other day because they're da 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 da. No,
Oh,
listen,
no.
that's that mindset, y'all.
Yeah,
Reel
exactly.
it, reel it back in.
There it is. There it is. You can't have a poor is not the word I want to use, but you don't want to have a poor mindset. Want to have that mentality that no, this is right for me. I'm capable, and I'm gonna make the same money during another time, and somebody else gonna make another time. This is your need. I mean, there's people that they'll work 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in trading, if that, and find their opportunity, take it, and they're done with their family the rest of the day. There's others who work, till 2 at night, but they can trade 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Um, and we're going to be there along the way. We host sessions for all of those time periods, or at least two of them, because the afternoon section is a little slower, but the morning sessions, say at 3 a.m. sessions or the 8 a.m. sessions, 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, we can find opportunity and always fit your schedule.
Okay, awesome. And
Yeah.
so, if again, I think you can find everything on the website. But if you do need to shoot an email, what's your email? You
Yes,
just
if you need to shoot an email at all to us, independenttradinguniversity@gmail.com. Please reach out. Join our Facebook group as well. If you join our Facebook group, you will get the ITU ebook. That's going to give you that first getting started right. You can kind of get your feet wet a little bit and get a little basic understanding. We do have our own ebook for you guys to take advantage of. There's tons of information in the Facebook group. We host multiple calls. And one extreme factor, see, this is all about developing wealth, developing wealthy families. So we added the health portion to our university as well. So where me and my wife we do yoga on a regular basis. So we will send those classes that we're doing every morning. Like I'm up
oh,
at 3 a.m. Yeah, I'm up at 3 a.m. doing yoga by like 5. So we're typically doing it here at home. So I'll share with our community, with our students, the yoga we're doing, the cardio we're doing, and we can get healthy together. We can not just wealth. Let's get this health right and live well and eat right. All right.
and that's what with some of the different things you said. I just see this as a university that's expanding in every area, that's
Yeah.
making us better. Credit. You talked about adding that. The income portion now. To find out that you get the health links, to see the yoga poses, so you can do them at your home. Listen, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I don't like to do yoga classes with other people, but if somebody send me a video, like my friend used to send me videos, or I would, join the group, I would do them out by myself,
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
downward dog and me are not friends, but
I'm
it's not
down with dogs.
everybody to see, right?
After about 10 seconds, you're hurting. Them legs tired.
But I see it growing, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate that you're
Thank you.
offering it to other people, and you're offering it at a reasonable rate. I know
Yes.
for some people they're like $50, but listen, please listen to me. Find a way to switch things up. Maybe you say, "Well, I can't join this month," but 3 months down the line, but make that plan so that you can get there 3 months from now. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, so
Yes.
don't be discouraged if it's something you can't do now that you want to do. Just
Correct.
figure out how to do it. Um,
Yes. Yes. Before it's too
contact
late.
Jay in the group, and they can probably give you some pointers about how to get there.
Exactly. No, exactly. We've been running that pre-sale for $50 and $75 all year. It was originally supposed to be just a 3-month pre-sale at the top of the year, but with this skill set, we've been able to get some foresight on what's going to happen with the economy, and things could get, pretty hairy. So, with that being the case, we're going to run the pre-sale all year long for all new enrollees.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, thank you again for being with us. Whenever you feel like coming back, you're like, listen, I think I got something that the family needs to hear. Let me know. Come on back on the show.
Definitely. Of
All
course,
right.
I'll be glad to. I'll be glad to help you guys out and share more information. Things will continue to grow. We will look to getting students paid. I mean, in the next 6 months or so, I'd like to use this university to actually pay people to even help them trade
Yeah.
as well. Yeah,
Sweet.
for sure.
Awesome. Well, listen, guys. Well, thank you for being with us today on Making Connections. We are here every Saturday at 12 noon, every Monday at 2 p.m. And we do a replay on Thursdays now because we have so much good content. We're like, I think somebody needs to hear the show from July 29th when Zay was talking about, investing and trading. So,
Mhm.
so we do replays on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We're trying to get to that 1,000 followers on Facebook. But, it was stressing me out. But I was like, it's going to happen. So when it happens, it happens. But
Let's do it.
if you're not following us today, go ahead and follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you miss, maybe you heard somebody talk about, well, Zay was on the show and you missed it, you can always find the replays on the Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. So if you missed the live show and you're like, oh, I didn't know the replays were out there, they're there for you. So go back and watch them. Be
Here,
encouraged, be inspired. Go ahead.
if you're a student of ITU, make sure you go help them blow that Facebook page up if you've come back and watch this episode. Let's go help them get to 1,000. All right.
Yes, we're making connections.
Yes,
If
yes,
you
yes,
reach out
yes.
to them, from the show, tell them you heard about it from Making Connections. So let them
I
know
heard that.
we're out there supporting one another. So, Zay, thank you. We'll see you again soon. Make sure if you're in the Charlotte area and you can go out tomorrow to celebrate Mama Judy's birthday at Sound Check Hookah and Daiquiri Bar, 2600 Clemson Avenue, and Hope for All. We've kind of partnered with them to help them to get the word out about what they're doing in the community because it is, again, Hope for All. So check out their page, subscribe, and contact Theo for if you have more questions. So, as always, until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody. See you, Zay.
Hey, thanks for having me, Ashley.